if somebody kind of wants you to get to the right answer, they might just give you the right answer. If they really want you to get the right answer, they will ask you the right question. Over the last couple of days, black people have been doing something that I fear is just kind of going over the heads of the rest of white America. You have Charlie Kirk, a white man who gets killed on a white campus in a white state at a white event, and then the response is 6 black schools start getting bomb threats. And you may have heard people say, now what we got to do with it? How we get in this? And maybe you were moving so fast that you didn't realize that black people were asking you the question and not giving you the answer. Because in grappling with the question, you might realize that even you don't believe the lies that you've told yourself. You just needed them so that you could get a little bit of sleep. I'll give you an example. Things hit the fan in white America, and look where your subconscious takes your eyes, right towards your guilt. Look at that. Did you see that? You see how your eyes went right towards where you believe the retribution and the retaliation for your sins would come from. You tried so hard to anesthetize and hypnotize yourself with the gospel of black people just make everything about race, one of the lies you've told yourself. But it never fooled us. But more importantly, it never really fully fooled you. Deep down, you knew black people weren't making everything about race. You knew that your ancestors made everything about race, that they rounded people up and said that they deserved slavery because of their race, and that they built your entire culture off of propaganda and lies about black people and their deservedness of slavery because of race, that they murdered and mutilated and raped and tortured people for hundreds of years because of race. And you are now supporting policymakers and policies that seek to legislatively further what your more bullish and brute ancestors were only skilled enough to install by force. And you try to believe your own fairy tales well enough so that you could go to sleep, but you keep hearing the screams beneath the soil. They're pesky, so much so that every time there's a loud noise, you look where you lied. Black people were minding their business when Charlie Kirk died, but more importantly, black people were minding their business when Charlie Kirk was alive, making an entire career for himself out of selling you a worldview that a disproportionately dangerous black man was the reason why you are not further in life. And until you grapple with the lies that you created or that you've told or that you believed, there will always be a louder and louder heartbeat underneath Edgar Allan Poe's floorboards. Does that make sense?
This creator hits the nail on the head, and this is the reason why I am sharing his video with you guys, because I know that for the past few days now, everyone's internet social media has been crowded with the conversation surrounding, the PPing of CK. And yes, there have been so many think pieces. There have been so many attacks. One that is very shocking because, black people seems to be the targeted ones, even though they are not the one responsible for the PPing of this man. They have been able to identify, even match the fingerprints to the culprits, and still black people are still somehow the people who had to go on lockdown, who had to hide their head, even though they are not responsible for the death of this man. He was literally PP'd in a red state, in a predominantly palm-colored people state. He was PP'd by a mega guy that mega so hard that there is nowhere else to put him, because according to their governor, they wanted it to be someone else so bad. They wanted it to be an immigrant, to be someone from LGBTQ community. They wanted it to be a black person, but it was none of that. But they still cannot sit with the truth, even though it is right under their eyes. Like, they still cannot believe that it was a palm-colored person that did that. Following this conversation and a lot of things that a lot of people have been saying, there are so many people saying that they do not even know this man up until this incident happened. And I can tell you for a fact that this is being talked about almost everywhere, because this news is literally all over the world, because the easiest people to blame for every single thing is black people. It's been long that I realized that existing as a black person in this world today can be so difficult, but a million times difficult if you stay in America. It is difficult. This is the same way they completely, misunderstood the stay woke thing. If you guys remember, they wanted to shut down the museum because they say it is too woke. This is exactly the same way that they misunderstood the stay woke thing, saying it is too black. It is highlighting this, it is highlighting that, because it is truly showing the real history of black people. And this, for one thing, justifies so many things that black people have been saying. These people are so scared of what they deserve, but they will still never be on the right side of things. They are so scared. The guilt eats them up so much, but they still will not be on the right side of things. One of the things that is so hard for these people to admit is admitting that they are wrong. They find it so difficult to admit that they are wrong because the truth is right under their nose, and somehow, some way, you have to be the one to go and hide their hair. How unfair it is existing as a black person. Like, let's just think about that for a moment. How unfair, because someone even said, I miss who I was before I knew that this man existed. Because since the news, broke out like everywhere on media, like they were literally good. They were enjoying their life until they found out about this man. I really want to hear what you guys think. I so much love how this creator articulated and put everything together, because they need to see this. Make sure you share this video to the people that you think they need to see it. Make sure to smash the subscribe button as well and turn your bell notification on. And I am going to see you guys in the next one.